Winners never back down from a challenge. Champions know it's anytime, any place. But losers, they whine and waffle and take their ball home.
Trump now refusing to debate a second time.
He did terribly in the last debate. He's so easily triggered by Kamala Harris.
Well, Donald, I do hope you'll reconsider to meet me on the debate stage. If you've got something to say it to my face.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
That's the ad that played tonight during the primetime Alabama-Georgia college football game in what's likely to be one of the most watched college football games of the year. The taunting comes in light of Harris's campaign having accepted CNN's invitation for a second debate next month on October 23rd. Kamala Harris herself took to Twitter writing, "I will gladly accept a second presidential debate on October 23rd. I hope Donald Trump will join me." To which Donald Trump responded with this comment at a recent rally in North Carolina.
And they would like, just announced a little while ago as I was coming off the plane, they would like to do another debate. Although, good entertainment value. A lot of people say, oh, do it, it's great entertainment. I've already done two. One with Crooked Joe Biden at CNN, and the other one with Kamala on ABC. CNN was very fair, I thought. Joe was driven out of the race. It was a coup, by the way, but he was driven out of the race. And they've been widely criticized by the radical left lunatics for all of the fairness. They were very fair. In other words, they won't be fair again because they took a lot of abuse from the radical left. ABC was 3-on-1, but I was given credit for having done a very, very good job. I appreciate that. We did a great job. It was 3-on-1. The problem with another debate is that it's just too late. Voting has already started. She's had her chance to do it with Fox. You know, Fox invited us on, and I waited, and they turned it down. But now she wants to do a debate right before the election with CNN because she's losing badly. You know, it's like a fighter. She sees the pulse. She sees what's happening. She's losing badly, but it's like a fighter who goes into the ring and gets knocked out. The first thing he says is, I want a rematch. I want a rematch.
The problem with another debate is that it's just too late. Right. It's simply too late. After all, a debate this late in the game would surely be unprecedented in politics, right? Well, except for the fact that the final presidential debate of the 2020 election cycle was on October 22nd, and in 2016, it was on October 19th. But yeah, October 23rd, we couldn't possibly allow a debate that late in the cycle. Got it. Consider, too, it's not too late for any of these other updates happening surrounding the election. It's apparently not too late for Georgia Republicans to be passing rules mandating a hand recount of all ballots, which will guarantee that ballots aren't counted for weeks after Election Day, creating a vacuum that we already know Republicans will fill with disinformation. It's apparently not too late for Trump and his campaign and the RNC to be filing lawsuits related to the election, or removing drop boxes, or challenging voter ID laws. It's apparently not too late for Lindsey Graham, on behalf of Donald Trump, to try and lobby the state legislature in Nebraska to switch their electoral vote system to winner take all. They're perfectly content to continue interfering in our electoral processes right up until Election Day itself. But apparently giving the voters a first-hand look at the candidates themselves is just a bridge too far. And of course, Trump's glaring fear of going head-to-head with Kamala again poses a bit of an issue for his tough guy branding. He's supposed to be the alpha, the strong man, and yet he's afraid to share the stage with Kamala. Turns out Trump created a neat little workaround for that, now claiming that her calling for another debate was somehow a signal that she lost. Right. Do me a favor, take a look at this and tell me Trump won the debate.
Not tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so, that would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border?
First, let me respond as to the
Please.
rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
But sure, that guy won the debate. Right. But still they have to continue insisting because that's how it works in the alternate reality that Trump traffics in. In fact, that's a point that Trump's advisor brought up to me on Chris Cuomo's show during a televised debate, and I wasn't super convinced.
If she thought that she had done well and she left this debate with a clear lead and she was the clear winner after that, she would not be demanding another debate. You know, they try to limit her exposure, and that's the reason why people tuned in, because they've never seen her extrapolate.
That's one perspective. Brian, give me another one.
Tim, let me ask you a question. After Donald Trump beat Joe Biden in the first debate, what's the first thing he did?
You tell me.
He requested another debate with Joe Biden. So if you're claiming that the winner all of a sudden doesn't want another debate, that is
no. It's a different circumstance.
Right, because
Donald Trump doesn't get hidden away for 51 days and then have to do a joint interview with someone as his only appearance.
It's funny that you say
Not
that
the
too,
same
because
thing.
Kamala Harris has been
been
crisscrossing the country, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin.
That's not the reading a speech off a teleprompter is not the same thing as sitting down for interviews or engaging in debates. You know that perfectly well. They limit those opportunities. You know that's true. You know it's true.
I would worry less about Kamala Harris, who is ascendant in every poll, who is leading in polls even in North Carolina and Nevada right now. And worry about the guy who is on national television yelling about eating pet dogs and cats and saying that babies are being murdered after they're born. In other words, when Trump beats Biden, he immediately challenges Biden to another debate. It's clear evidence that he won. But when Kamala beats Trump and she immediately challenges Trump to another debate, that's totally different. Convenient, huh? So look, Trump will traffic in his delusional alternate reality. He'll claim that he won, which I suppose happened somewhere between screaming about migrants eating dogs and screaming about his crowd size. But we all know why Donald Trump is so afraid to do it again. It's because he doesn't want to get embarrassed. 75 million people watched him get baited like a 4-year-old with a cookie at the first debate. He is a laughingstock. He is a national joke. He looks stupid and impotent and small. And for the sake of his oh-so-fragile ego, he is incapable of suffering the same fate again. But that doesn't mean that Kamala won't still get some punches in to put his fear on full display. Before you go, just a quick note, if you'd like to see more of my content, which is always free of advertising, sponsorships, and paywalls, please make sure to subscribe to this channel using the subscribe button right here on this screen. And if you'd like to support my work even further, you can grab a copy of my instant #1 New York Times selling book, Shameless, available for sale right now. That link is also on this screen. Thanks so much for watching.